Friends, I welcome you all to our today's session. Uh, as planned, we'll be discussing on the concept of IRDA. Okay, you know what is IRDA exactly? You know that thing. We'll be discussing its role, its functions today. Now, friends, you see, just like banking function or the banking sector, insurance sector also plays a very important role in country's economy. All of you will agree. Whenever there is a business transaction, it involves some kind of risk. Okay, even many non-business transactions also, risks are in. And one of the easiest way to manage the risk is to go for insurance. All of us take risk because we know without risk, we cannot venture into anything. If you are expecting some return, we have to take some risk. Okay, so no one can afford not to take a risk. So if avoiding of risk is not possible, all that it is possible is to manage the risk, and that can be managed by insurance. And by this time, you know, so many types of insurance policies are there. Okay, now I'll request you, some of you, to tell me examples of some of the insurance policies. Can anyone tell me that these are the insurance policies available in the market? Example of insurance policies. Can anyone tell me quickly some examples? Please unmute and talk. What type of insurance policies? Yeah, tell me.
Life insurance, motor insurance, health, travel.
Yeah, very good, very good. All of you expected.
Insurance.
Yeah, all of you are expected to listen and participate in the class. Okay, like that example, we got the life insurance, motor insurance, fire insurance, property insurance, all these kinds of insurance. And we are able to understand now all this insurance, all these policies address some specific risks. Okay, so in order to manage those risks, these are the policies available. And you also know there are so many policy providers, so many service providers who provide us this insurance services. Here again, I'll request some of you to give me the names of some examples. That these are the service providers who provide insurance policies. Yeah, examples quickly. Can anyone tell the names of some insurance companies? Quickly, please tell me. No one has remembered? Well, friends, so I feel many of you are little, I think, not comfortable in telling the company's name. I'll show you where the company's names are appearing. So in your day-to-day life, we come across many companies' names. So whenever you will go for a two-wheeler insurance, we know there is a company who is providing insurance service. Whenever we will go for the life insurance, you know, many people are there. Many we get many of us to go for this insurance policies. Many people voluntarily they come and approach you to take policy from their company. So many companies are there. Right. If you go to IRDA website also, you can find the list of service providers. That is an exhaustive list. That is the list of companies who provide the services. But we need to visit to that website. We need to understand the service providers. We can also find out what are the various policies. Each company has various schemes of insurance, their own policy. Right? If you visit to, let us say, example, Life Insurance Corporation of India, you can find they got varieties of policies. Similarly, if you go to some other service provider, you can find various policies are there. Okay, various types of policies are there, life policies, non-life policies, and various policy schemes are there, various policy providers are there. And since insurance is such an important thing in our financial system, so this particular product, that insurance product, as well as this service providers needs to be regulated. Okay. And since regulation is necessary, so we have an authority which regulates. That authority is named as IRDA. Now let us learn the topic about IRDA. I'm going to share the screen with you right now. Now, to understand that thing, what is IRDA? You see, this in fact talks about the purpose why IRDA comes into existence. This is in fact taken from the IRDA website's mission statement. You know, companies have their mission. That means explains what is the ultimate objective what the company used to attain. So this mission statement will explain us the purpose of IRDA. If you see, it talks about like this. First point is that to protect the interest and secure fair treatment of policyholders. So many policyholders are there in our country. Their interest needs to be secure and they should be given fair. Okay, that means insurance companies should adopt some ethical practices so that policyholders will get fair treatment and their interest will be protected. They will not be losing anything. So this is, you can say, first one of the major objective for which this regulatory authority is formed. Second mission, if you see, to bring about speedy and orderly growth of insurance industry. So insurance industry also need to grow. The companies should make profit. They should be able to maximize their wealth, right? That will help the overall development of the country's economy. So this insurance industry should speedily as well as orderly should grow. Okay, and when it grow, it will benefit the common man, and to provide, and through that process, long-term funds may be accelerated for the growth of the economy. Right? Insurance, you know, is a saving device. People's money is also invested. And what happens? The people's earnings are converted into wealth when it is invested in the insurance sector. People risks are protected. That is one thing. And in case of life insurance policy, etc. So it is also treated as an investment. So that is also good for the economy. That is the second mission. You can read it here. All these things you can find it from IRDA's website. Third point is that to set, promote, monitor, and enhance high standard of integrity, financial soundness, fair dealing, and competence of those it regulates. Okay, what are the things that IRDA regulates? IRDA regulates this insurance service providers, the companies. Okay, so this is again one of the objectives that they should maintain high standard of integrity. Okay, they should do things honestly. That means even if no one is watching them, still they should do the ethical things. And this company should be financially sound, because if they themselves are not sustainable, then people will lose trust on them. People will not go for buying insurance from those companies. So they should be financially sound. And they should also deal fairly. And they should be competent also to do this kind of business. So this is one more objective of IRDA. Fourth one is that to ensure speedy settlement of genuine claims. So as early as possible, claims should be settled, because the policyholder is expecting claim. Why he has invested money, why he has paid premium. Only thing is that when he's suffering from a loss and he has claimed it, the insurance company should pay that properly. So IRDA monitors that. Okay, here I can tell you, IRDA asks regular returns from insurance companies. What is their claim outstanding? Okay, if there will be some outstanding claim for a longer period, IRDA will take action against them. IRDA asks them for explanation why this particular claim is outstanding. So that is also monitored by IRDA, so that there will be no long outstanding claim. Okay, and also to prevent insurance fraud. This is again a big issue. So even if the intention of the insurance is to have protection against it, but some people misuse this concept. They try to use this insurance insurance service as a profit-making device. So in that context, they may commit some fraud, they may make some false claims. So all these things should be avoided. That is also IRDA's responsibility to prevent insurance frauds and other malpractices, and to put in place effective grievance redressal mechanism. If there is some genuine grievances, then it should be redressed. Okay, how it can be redressed? Then the insurance, in that kind of situation, the insurance policyholders should be able to approach to the IRDA that this is my grievances. So that is again one more objective of IRDA, to promote fairness, transparency, and orderly conduct of financial markets, dealing with insurance, and build a reliable management information system, enforce high standard of financial soundness among market players. So the insurance market, the financial, that is the insurance component of the financial market, that should be fair, that should be transparent, and there should be a good MIS, good information management information system, so that this the transparency can be seen. One can understand the market. So the data which is required, that should be available to the public. The next objective is that to take action where such standards are inadequate or inefficiently enforced. So IRDA fixes a standard, fixes certain rules, regulations. So when there is, when they are not followed, then system should automatically give reports, and accordingly, action can be taken by IRDA. So whenever IRDA feels that the rules and regulations are not followed, or inadequately followed, or inefficiently enforced, IRDA takes action against those companies. Now, lastly, to bring about optimum amount of self-regulation in day-to-day working of the industry, consistent with the requirement of the prudential regulations. Right. So IRDA's objective is that the industry, this insurance industry, needs to be self-regulated. So these companies should be able to regulate themselves. Their day-to-day working should be self-regulated, and they should behave in a consistent manner. And they should behave according to the prudential regulations. Prudential regulation means they should behave in a very prudent way. So IRDA have its own regulations. Suppose insurance company is expected to make some investment, the investment should be carefully made so that there will not be any abnormal loss kind of thing. So there are specific areas where these companies can make investment. This is according to prudential regulations. So all these things need to be followed. This is the mission statement of IRDA. Friends, what I'll do to understand all these things, instead of showing you this slide by slide, suppose having understood this, next you can understand what the composition of the authority. Better I'll take you to the IRDA website. You'll see everything from there. Okay, just have some idea. Now you have understood what is the objective of IRDA, right? And what exactly the constitution of the authority, if you want to know. This is the constitution of the authority. This is also available in the IRDA website. So there is a chairman to the IRDA, and there are 5 full-time directors and 4 part-time members. So if you take it together, so you can say it's a team of 10 people. One chairman is there, then 5 full-time directors and 4 part-time directors. And all of them, all these team members, including chairman, full-time directors, and part-time members, all of them are appointed by government. Right. So, well, friends, let me now take you to the IRDA website so that you can understand its function, its rules. Give me a moment for that. I think you are saying the Google Chrome browser. Now let me take you to the IRDA website. I think it is clear to you. So you can just have a look. The site is irda.gov.in. Okay, this is the live picture I am showing you. Now you see this Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India is called as IRDA. Popularly, it is called as the IRDA. Okay, you can remember Insurance Regulatory and Development Authorities of India. Earlier also we had visited to this site when I had showing you this micro insurance, etc. You can see so many things are available. About us, you can understand about IRDA, history of insurance. Who are the insurers? So I was asking you who are the insurance companies. You can find out who are the insurers. See, under insurers, you find out for the life insurers, what are the regulations, notice, okay, press release, all these things are available. Okay. Now this is for insurers. This is for insurers, all these things are available. Life, general, reinsurance, health. Then what are the products of it? You see, these are the products of what? Okay, list of life products, terms and conditions, all these things are there. So one can have a look at this. What are the standard products are there? Insurance law is also there, act, other regulations, all these things are okay. This is insurance ombudsman's, how in case you have some grievances, how you can write to ombudsman for action. This link is available here. Then you see so many links are available. You can go through this. Micro insurance, we have already visited to that list. Now to understand the roles and functions, we can visit here. About us. About us, mission statement, we have already discussed. Composition also you discussed that duties and responsibilities may not be important for us. Yeah, duties and responsibility, this itself, this will be can be considered as the functions, but the duties of IRDA. So this talks about the duties and responsibilities of IRDA. This is important for us, so we'll see that. Now you see, this covers everything: duties, powers, and you can say functions. Okay, this is what is published in the IRDA website. Now, if you read it one by one, it explains everything. The issue to the applicant a certificate of registration, renew, modify, withdraw, suspend, cancel such registration. That means if someone is applying for doing business, insurance business, then IRDA can issue him a certificate of registration. It may renew it, modify it, and withdraw, and also suspend that certificate. That is one of the duties. That is also power. That is also function. Protection of the interest of the policyholders in the matters concerning assigning in the policy, nomination of the policyholders, insurable interest, settlement of insurance claims, surrender value of the policy, and other terms and conditions. So that means to address various issues relating to the policyholders. If some policyholder wants to assign the policy to somebody else, that means to transfer that policy. That also, that protection is also given by IRDA. That is also IRDA's duty. If someone wants to nominate the policy, add nominees naming the policy, that also taken care of by IRDA. Okay, if at the time of claim settlement, someone wants to surrender the policy, all these aspects are managed of IRDA. You can say this is one of the function of the IRDA. Function of the IRDA means regulating all these things is the function of IRDA. So insurance company will do all these things, but this is to be regulated by IRDA. The next thing is that specifying requisite qualification, code of conduct, and practical training of intermediary and insurance intermediaries and agents. So how agents to be trained, what will be their code of conduct, all these things are again monitored by IRDA, regulated by IRDA. Specific code of conduct for surveyors and loss assessors. Whenever there is a loss, this thing mostly in general insurance business. There is not like insurance. When there is a loss, some insurance surveyor or loss assessor visits the loss, visit the loss spot, and they try to assess the loss. So what will be their code of conduct of these surveys and loss assessors? That is also monitored or regulated by IRDA. Promoting efficiency in conduct of insurance business. That is one more function. IRDA ensures that the insurance business is conducted efficiently. Promoting and regulating professional organization connected with the insurance and reinsurance business. There are many professional institutions who are also connected with this. Suppose surveyors, engineers, okay, chartered accountants, cost accountants. So these are various professionals which are associated with the institutions. So to the extent uh, permitted by law, so IRDA tries to monitor all these things. Okay, levying fees and other charges for carrying out the purpose of this act. So IRDA may levy fees and charges also for from its members. Then calling information, undertaking inspection of conducting inquiries, investigation, including audit of the insurers, intermediaries, insurance intermediaries, and other organizations connected to the insurance business. So this is one more function IRDA can do. It can conduct investigation, conduct audit. So all these things are possible. You try to remember these things. Of course, it appears to be theoretical, but this is important. This gives us the broad idea about the duties, powers, and functions of IRDA. Control and regulation of rates, then advantages, terms and conditions that may be offered by the insurer in respect of general insurance. Not so controlled and regulated by Tariff Advisory Committee under Section 64U of Insurance Act 1938. You see, thing is that there are some insurance policies which are tariff items. That is, Tariff Advisory Committee decides that this should be the rate, should be tariff. Insurance companies cannot offer low premium lower than that. And there are some items which are non-tariff items also. So here this point says, if some area is not controlled by the Tariff Advisory Committee, then IRDA is authorized to regulate those things. Then specifying the form and manner in which books of accounts to be maintained. So those who have studied financial accounting, it must be knowing that the books of accounts are prepared in a different style for insurance company. If you know that the financial statements, the balance sheet, statement of profit and loss account are prepared in a different manner. The kind of provision they do, that is not just like for other companies. That is, they follow different rules and regulations. So IRDA can specify all these things, specify and monitor this thing, how books of accounts can be maintained, how financial statements of insurance company can be prepared. Regulating investment of funds of insurance company, the funds which are invested by insurance company, that is regulated by IRDA. IRDA regulates where they can make investment and where they are not supposed to make investment. Regulating maintenance margin of solvency. IRDA also ensures that insurance companies are solvent. How it is possible? They are supposed to maintain a solvency margin. They should have adequate capital to conduct this insurance business. Regulating maintenance of margin of solvency, I told you that thing. Then adjudication of disputes between the insurance intermediaries and insurance intermediaries. So in case there is any dispute, IRDA helps in settlement of that dispute. So IRDA acts like an adjudicating authority and it tries to settle the dispute. Supervising the functioning of Tariff Advisory Committee. So this Tariff Advisory Committee decides the tariff for various policies, insurance policies, and but their activities are supervised by IRDA. Specifying the percentage of premium income of the insurer finance schemes for promoting and regulating professional organization referred to in clause F. Okay, so this is again one more regulatory function. It specifies that how much percentage of income of the insurer can be invested in some finance schemes, can be given some loan, etc. That is also decided. Then specifying the percentage of life insurance business and general insurance to be undertaken by the insurer in rural and social sector. So IRDA also promotes that there should be insurance business in rural sector, social sector. So it specifies that this much of insurance business it should do in rural area or in social sector. That is specified. Insurance companies are supposed to follow that. Exercise such other powers as will be prescribed. So that is also additional power can be obtained by IRDA. So if friends, you see, technically, if you see, as per section 14 of IRDA Act 1999, so these are the duties These are the powers and functions of IRDA. This is the exhaustive list. Okay, if same thing, I would like to show you in PPT. Okay, so you can see almost same thing is written here, that issue to the applicant the certificate of registration, renew, modify, etc. Okay, all these things which I've discussed, in fact, that is the duty of IRDA. If you summarize, so IRDA is here to IRDA, you can say IRDA's key role is to protect the policyholders' interest, to monitor the insurance companies, okay, to ensure that the insurance industry is growing properly and the policyholders are getting their claim timely. If the claim is genuine, the timely settlement should be there. And if in spite of that, if there is some grievances, that also needs to be addressed. And the entire industry, insurance industry or insurance market should behave in a very transparent manner, should behave in a very fair. Okay. And also at the same time, insurance companies should take care that they are considering the social responsibility. Some business is generated from rural areas. Okay. And they also prescribe various rules and regulations, and in case the rules and regulations are not followed, then it is again the responsibility of the IRDA to levy penalty or take penal action against those insurance companies. So because of these rules and regulations, because of these functions, the insurance industry is functioning in a very smooth way. The IRDA is perfectly monitoring the activities of insurance business. So far as insurance sector is concerned, IRDA is the regulator. Friends, this was the concept about IRDA. We'll close our session here today, and we'll catch up in your next class with a new topic. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.